Good morning. I'm Mary Winters. I'm a gerontologist and the owner of About Senior Solutions, and you are watching Visionary Aging. The whole reason I came up with the concept of the program, in fact, beginning of COVID, I thought, we got to stay connected and we have to just work with our friends, and decided to start inviting friends who have been providing resources or providing a service for seniors for years. And so today we have a fantastic show. It's kind of fun because as a Pasadenean and a tournament member, we have one of our very own turning 100. So we'll share, put a little twinkle in your wrinkle about her birthday, share a little bit about her background. And Steve McCullough has a caregiver question for us today. So we'll see what comes up. And also we have Greg Gunderson on with Gentle Transitions. He has moved thousands of seniors and made it so much easier for them to downsize from those homes that they've been in for 50, 60 years sometimes, and get them moved into a wonderful new environment, whether that's a smaller home, their adult children's home, or a senior retirement community. So we'll talk a little bit more about how that works and what kind of service he provides. But first, let's go ahead and we'll jump into our little lady here who is 100. I think I even have my little intro deal here too. So let's see. Yes, indeed. We have our little Miss Huntley Main. And I'm going to jump out of this screen here. And I guess it doesn't want me to jump out.
Good morning. Don't know if you can see me, Mary. There you are.
I can
Kinda.
see you, kind of. Here we go. Oops. Like that. And got a little button problem here this morning.
Great pictures.
Yeah, aren't they great pictures? Don't you just love her?
Yeah. Have you met her?
I have not. She apparently moved up to the Sacramento area after her
Yes.
after she was married and raised her family. And yeah, she thought that she would never be queen material because she was too tall. And I can relate being
Mhm.
5'10". But yeah, she talked about how much she really I mean, it's just been the thrill of her life. And I guess Howard Hughes wanted her to be in a film. He just really pushed her and pushed her to try to be in that film. And she said, absolutely not. She wanted to marry her love, her sweetheart, Bob Maine. And
Mhm.
I guess he sent her some silver candlesticks when they got married, though, because he kept trying to pursue her to be in a movie. And she said, no, don't want to do it.
Who did?
Margaret, our queen,
Who was trying to pursue her?
Howard Hughes in one of his
I
films.
know, but who was trying to pursue her?
Howard Hughes was trying to get her into
Oh, Howard
one of his
Hughes.
films. Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
So yeah, let me
Got it.
see. Oh,
Well, one of the pictures that you showed was I was on Queen and Court years ago,
uh-huh.
and you actually showed our court in one of your pictures. So I got to
Oh,
meet
was she your
her when I
part?
was on Queen and Court.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's
Oh, really?
she's awesome.
She seems like a little
Hmm.
dynamo.
She is spunky.
Yeah,
She is definitely spunky. Yeah,
that's
she does
great.
not hold back as it
That's
should
great.
be.
Well, and that's kind of funny that she's never wanted to be in the limelight, though. She's just always wanted to be a family person. I think she went back and she started teaching and raised her family. So I just think it's great. I think it's wonderful. So
Yeah. She always
congratulations,
made a point to
Margaret.
come back for court activities, for coronation or something throughout the year. They have a special, I don't know if it's a tea or dinner with the current queen, and she hosts all the past queens that are available. So she always made a point to come back for that.
Yeah, I think she started that group actually. That was something
Possibly, yeah.
I just saw in the paper. So yeah, so I hope she has a great birthday month and whole year. It's just so exciting, and she looks like she's just still just really having a lot of fun. And I hope she's down here this year for the parade.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure she'll love it.
yeah. So did you get a caregiver question this week?
I did. My caregiver question this week is: it's so expensive to hire care at the house for seniors. What other options are out there?
Oh gosh, so that's a loaded question with lots of responses, and my answer will be it depends, with lots of caveats there. So I think somebody should always be evaluated. So care management is always helpful with that if you had a specialist like us come out, but and you can really evaluate what somebody needs. So because it is so expensive, I always try to look for technology, things like the fall detection, sensors in the house. Some people like to use cameras. Sometimes those can be a little invasive for some people, but it does help to ease people's mind. Some people choose to move into assisted living. It can be much less expensive than staying at home with 24-hour care. And some people qualify for Medicaid or Medi-Cal, and there are some benefits in that to get some home care. It doesn't cover it 100%, but it does help. And family members can even participate in that. And maybe you just need a little bit of care. Maybe you need more. There are daycares that are available. So that's also somewhat of a cost cutting option in addition to adding care maybe in the evening. So I think everybody's situation is different and it is expensive. Just be really careful. There are a lot of predatory quote caregivers out there that we're working around and wind up going into some court situations over, or at least calling the police. So just be very cautious. Caregivers now are supposed to have their license, and so you can look them up. And it's very strict to somebody who is appropriately certified. And so just be careful and make sure if you do use a caregiver, you have a very strong knowledge of their background, or you're using a really good, credited licensed agency. So
Right.
yeah.
It's good.
So
It's good that there's those checkpoints.
yeah, definitely. And it's it's a big deal. It's a big expense. And I think the other thing too is oftentimes people are in emergency when they're in those situations. We want to take them out of that urgency and really create more calm and help to develop more quality of life. So it's a challenge. It can be hard to decide on when to get some kind of support, but just just the big thing is to avoid the big huge accidents or falls and make
Right.
sure that people are safe. So anyway, we have
Excellent.
Greg Gunderson on with us today too, and he's with General Transitions. He's the owner, and he's going to talk about making those moves easier and downsizing. So I think it's extremely daunting when you have someone who is been in the same house for, gosh, I've only been in the same house sometimes for 4
Mhm.
years, and it's daunting to
I have
move.
my tablet next to me. I'll be taking notes for sure.
Okay, so that sounds great. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to bring Greg up here for a second, and we'll talk about him.
You have a great show.
Thank you. Yeah. So Greg is with Gentle Transitions, and we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about him. I think he's over in Manhattan Beach this morning and working from his home office. But he has been actually, he started from Minnesota. His mom started Gentle Transitions out there. And I have to say, there's a little story I have about him. I don't know if he remembers this, but my dad was out visiting my sister in Minnesota and he fell and fractured his back. And I reached out to him and asked for a variety of resources. And I so appreciate him and stepping in because he had that knowledge and that connection with Minnesota that I just really, really, really appreciated what he did. And I will never forget that. So thank you so much for being on the show. He's nationally recognized pioneer and leader in the senior relocation industry and has been helping older adults through challenging moves for 25 years. And I really appreciate his business. The people he has work for him are amazing. In 1994, he started the corporation, and from 1990 in Minnesota, they moved over here and started this huge operation. He has been in the Wall Street Journal, Good Housekeeping, Money Magazine, all kinds of different publications. He's moved seniors to more than 500 retirement communities, and that's just in California. And he personally has moved over 1,000 people. He moves people from hoarding situations. He moves white glove clients. You name it, he's done it. And I have to say, I also have a little affinity for him because he went to Marquette, and that's where my grandfather went and eventually brought the whole family out to California. So why don't we go ahead and we'll bring Greg on and talk a little bit more about his service here. Let's see. And we'll get him coming on here and just to say, hey,
There.
I gotcha.
Hey.
How are you?
I love those stories. I don't remember those, to be frank.
I know. Well, I sure do because it
Mhm.
really was very significant and meaningful and helpful for my family. So I really appreciate what you did.
And I hope your grandfather wasn't at Marquette at the same time I was.
I don't think so. He was on the basketball team though. Out
Oh,
there.
wow. Okay.
I wonder if maybe there's something in the hallways where you passed him.
Maybe.
Picture.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so 500 communities. I mean, my
Yeah.
gosh, just about everywhere, I would imagine.
You wouldn't think there's even 500 retirement communities in California, but California's a big place, and from south to north, and there are a lot of options for folks of all kinds, and we've had a pleasure to work with many of them.
Yeah, I think some of the locations even offer your services. They pay for your services, I think, too.
Yeah, so some communities we like to think are really quite astute about it and understand that moving is a major obstacle for people. And so they provide part or all of our services. And we think that's a great solution for both community, our clients, and their families.
I think it's probably the biggest kind of hang up or kind of stop to making progress in a move. Oftentimes it's just the stuff. So how do you help people downsize?
Yeah, so I think far and away the most challenging part of moving for older folks is we all have all accumulated a lot of things over many, many years, and many of us are attached to those things, and many are moving to smaller places. And so we find most of our clients need to make decisions about each and every item from the garage to the dining room to the kitchen. And so we help our clients go through their things. We don't make decisions for them, but we'd like to think we can guide and direct that process. And most find that it's easier than they ever thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are your biggest tips in regards to downsizing?
So part of what we do when we're working with clients, or we suggest when clients are working on their own, is start with all the easy stuff first.
Okay.
A lot of times go into rooms that have been unused for a long time, and you probably can make decisions about those items in a short amount of time. I recall not too long ago, I was working with a client. We walked into her garage and she said, there's all this stuff in here. And there was a lot of stuff in there, but she wasn't going to have a garage at her new place. And I just kind of said, so what from here are we going to move? And she looked at it. Well, not really anything. Okay, check. We're done with the garage. So start with places that are easy to start with, and then work to harder things later.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Share a little bit about one of your toughest moves.
Oh.
I know you have a lot of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I remember one in particular,
Yeah.
but I do know most people are very attached to their things, and a lot of clients have said to me, as we age, it's not so much about the stuff; it's more about the people. I can also say that so many people think that going to a smaller place will be awful or terrible, but actually they find it liberating, because actually they find that they didn't realize it at the time, but all of their stuff has had a weight on them.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of, as I like to call it, liberated from that.
Yeah.
And they feel much better for it, which they never really expected.
And so they must kind of pile it up maybe in different, like, this is trash, this, I want this to go to so-and-so. And I'm sure, I know I feel better when there's something that's usable and it does have a memory, like a family piece of furniture or something. It's like, I don't even care what they do after they take it, but just, I feel like if they take it, then it's like, okay, the memory is like now drifted to another family member.
Yeah. So one of the things we suggest to people, and actually I discovered this myself when I moved 2 years ago, left the house that my children grew up in. We were there for 25 years. And when I came across items I didn't want to part with, but I knew I would never use, I would get out my camera, my cell phone, and take a picture of it. And then I had a picture of it, and then I had no problem discarding it. And now a couple of years after that, I feel just fine about it. So one thing we do suggest to people, even before they begin a process, use their cell phone camera, find someone who does, and just take lots of pictures of your house. And several of my clients have told me that having the pictures of their stuff is as good as having the stuff itself. Who would have thought?
It is. And I have to say too, even when, like when my dad passed away and we had all of his belongings, and my sister wanted certain things and my brother wanted certain things. And we did exactly that. We just felt like we kind of had some of those things just by taking the picture, because we weren't going to wear his Letterman sweater or anything that way, but we just felt like we had it with us still. I think it's a great idea. I probably got it from you, actually.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's a good process.
Yeah. So the other thing that I find so wonderful about what you do is you downsize somebody, but they go from this large setting into their smaller setting, and you create home for them that very same day.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit more about how you do that? And
yeah, so exactly. So leaving a home is challenging, and we like, and most people have this image of the movers and boxes everywhere and all of that. And unlike a regular moving company, our service helps with the planning beforehand, so we know what to move, what not. We do the packing, we work with movers, and then on moving day at the new place, we're there to unpack the boxes, make the beds, hang the pictures, and make that new space home again. That very same day, or at worst, the next following day. And we like to think if that new space can feel and look and be home that same day or the following day, the whole process is much better. Yeah. And if they're going to a community, most of our moves are to retirement communities. If they are going to a community, the move goes well, the food tastes better, the neighbors are nicer, just colors the whole experience in a much better light.
Yeah, it really feels great to just get in your fresh sheets and have your pictures hanging and all your little special items that you really did want to keep. So it's really wonderful. Tell me exactly where all do you move people from or to? And I imagine it's not just seniors too.
Well, we're glad to move anyone of any age. We don't discriminate on age. But yes, most of our moves are seniors, and we do service all of California. So from San Diego to Redding and everything in between. And our office is in Manhattan Beach. But we started servicing LA, Orange County, then San Diego, and we've been adding for the last 25 years. And in fact, a lot of seniors are moving Southern Cal to Northern Cal and vice versa. And then we'll have one team work in one area and then another team in another area. So we can service anyone moving within California. And we also are part of a national organization, an organization that I helped found in 2002, I believe. And there are folks like us all over the country. So, and we often partner with people like that with moves that are going or coming from Chicago or New York or Florida or Texas. So these services now exist throughout the country.
Nice. Yeah. We're talking with Greg Gunderson from Gentle Transitions, and we have his email or his website scrolling at the bottom of our page here. Tell me a little bit more about kind of this crossing over of states, or how, that's got to be a little more complicated. So share a little bit more about how you do coordinate those things.
Yeah. So I don't think it's too complicated anymore, other than it's a communication thing. So whether a move is going from Pasadena to Santa Monica, or whether it's going from Chicago to Miami, it's kind of the same process. Okay. And we just get different people involved. And in our 20 plus years, we have come to know move managers like ourselves in lots of different places. And they work one end, we work the other.
Nice. Yeah. So do you think more people are moving into California or out of California right now?
Well, certainly the numbers show people are leaving California in a big way. Most of our moves are in California, or within California. And I really like it when our clients are able to stay near the home that they've grown up in. Yeah. Because the church stays the same, the doctors stay the same, neighbors and those kinds of things. And so I think most of our seniors prefer to be where they've been for much or all of their lives. And certainly now there's lots of retirement communities throughout the state that can allow that to happen.
Can you talk about any of your white glove clients, or is that a secret?
Oh, no, there's no secret there. White gloves clients are important because they have very nice, valuable things, and they think of them that way. Kind of more the opposite, which is we have lots of clients that have collected lots and lots of things. Sometimes some people might call some of those folks hoarders. But what's interesting is those folks, the things they have are every bit as valuable to them as the $500 yard row that's in a china cabinet for a white glove client. So regardless of the person, the things that they have are valuable to them. We like to try to understand that and hear what they're saying about what they like to bring to the new place and what maybe not to bring.
So tell me more about the process. Are you involved in disposing of items, auctioning items? Right. There's got to be so much in regards to the things of moving people.
Yeah, there is. So you're kind of bringing up the topic, what to do with what doesn't move. Yeah. And our focus is on the decision-making with our clients And then we do help our clients with what to do with what doesn't move, which you could do an entire program on.
Right.
And sometimes we get our clients connected with estate sale people. Sometimes we simply arrange to do what we call as a clean out, where an estate sale type group will come into the house and remove everything, sellable or not. And that makes it easier for folks. And a lot of times our clients will make the move and then we tend to what's left over in the house. And that's easier for everyone because our clients have selected their things and moved to their new place. And then a third party can come and hold a sale or remove what's left in the house.
Yeah, no, it's really valuable. I remember years ago, your agency brought me in on a situation where a very high end, beautiful home,
Right.
beautiful community, and thought she said that she was a hoarder, and I thought, well, it looks pretty nice from the outside, because oftentimes it's not. And oh my gosh! But that all said, she just needed to be able to find a new location to move, so we needed to guide her and support that
Yeah.
process while you guys were doing that move, which was absolutely incredible. I can't even believe you got that house
Okay.
cleared out.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So people are really intimidated by the volume of things they have, whether it's a white glove move or a hoarding move. But when they really start doing the process, I think they find, and they will tell you after a move, that on most 90% of their things, they know right away. I absolutely am moving this to the new place, or I've never really cared about that.
Yeah.
So I like to think they find it much easier than they thought it ever would have been.
Well, you make it really easy. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and post your website again.
Okay,
And
great.
why don't you share? Why don't you say how people can get a hold of you?
Yeah, so as you have online there, generaltransitions.com. Our office in Manhattan Beach, the number there is 800-619-3049. And we are happy to see anyone who's interested in our service. And our first visit is we call no obligation, and be happy to share with anyone, what it is that we do.
That sounds great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank
All
you so
right.
much for doing what you do and for
Great.
helping our seniors, making it so much easier on the families and the seniors. And
Great.
you are really unburdened when you walk away from the
Yeah.
things that have been loading you down. So
Yeah.
thank you so
All right. Well,
much.
thanks for having me.
All right.
All right.
Absolutely.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming on.
Thank you.
Bye. That's so great. Let me go ahead and we'll bring Stephen back on, and we'll talk a little bit about, see if I caught him here. There you go. Oh, you're getting your
Hello.
eye on? So isn't that great that you can get somebody that will really help you so specifically
Yes.
to move like that, because it is so daunting. I mean, even myself, it's overwhelming to move. So they literally move you in one day, get you completely set up with all your pictures. I mean, it's amazing what they do. And you feel like you're just home again, but you're in your new home when they set you up.
I would imagine, I love how they make a point to have everything set up like the first day you move in. So it makes that transition that much easier.
Yeah, it really does. So any plans for the weekend?
Probably working this weekend.
Oh,
So
okay.
we got a lot of work going on. We actually have a jury trial. Speaking of our 100th anniversary, so we have a jury trial in Long Beach, and our client is over 100 years old.
Neat. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. We're trying to figure out how to get him access to the courtroom. Maybe not, like directly inside, maybe like remote. But we're trying to figure out how to work around that. So it's definitely a challenge. I'll have to let you know how that works out.
I can help you with that. We've done it a lot. Actually, there's a
Have you?
business for somebody who wants to set up, who has the extra laptops or whatever to set people up. They could do audio too, but I'll help you out.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm going to go to
Okay.
Mammoth. I'm getting ready. I'm going to go see my dentist, and then I'm going to head out to Mammoth. So for
Nice.
a friend's birthday.
Are you gonna be doing a lot of hiking?
Yeah, we're going to do a lot of hiking and just a lot of wonderful nature seeking. So I'm looking forward to it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Be safe.
All righty. Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
There we go.